Are you looking at purchasing your first rental property? Or maybe you've heard that the market is really competitive and only cash offers get accepted. Well, if you don't have a ton of cash, you're gonna need some financing. So in this video, I've got 6 easy steps to help you purchase a rental property in today's market. If this is the first time you're checking out my channel, my name is Uyehara, Sales Manager with Loan Depot, helping you finance your homes all across America, whether you're looking at purchasing, refinancing, downsizing, or buying a rental property, or even your first home. I've got you covered. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the description so you can check out the links to help you get your mortgage right. So let's hop right into the list. Number 1, first and foremost, you have to get pre-approved first. I know we harp on this a lot on my channel, but this is something that is super important because unless you're paying cash to purchase your rental property, you're going to need to have a pre-approval letter ready to go. Now remember, depending on what part of the country you're looking to shop and purchase in, you want to make sure that that loan officer that you're dealing with is licensed in the state, or the company that you're dealing with is licensed there as well. Now, there's a lot of nationwide companies that can lend anywhere across the country. In certain parts of the country have nuances when it comes to getting financed. So make sure that you have those conversations up front with that loan officer, so that way nothing gets left in the dark. You know exactly what you're getting into, and once you get approved, you can shop with confidence knowing that they can get the job done for you, because nothing is worse than going to the closing and having your deal fall out in the 11th hour. And step number 2, I would start looking for a property manager. Once you've identified a part of the country that you're looking to purchase, you wanna make sure you talk to a local property manager to understand how do they operate. What are you responsible for as the landlord? What are they responsible for as the property management company? How much are they gonna be charging you? Is it 8% or is it 10%? Most property managers that I've come across charge anywhere from 9 to 10%. If you own more properties that they manage, they can typically reduce the cost that they charge you. So if you've got a pretty big portfolio and you're looking to move something over to another property manager, I would negotiate and see if they'd be willing to lower the monthly amount that they take off the top of the rent. Now, as you're shopping, you figured out who your property manager is gonna be. Step number 3, I would start getting some homeowners insurance quotes. Because remember, each part of the country, the premiums are gonna vary. Whether there's a potential for natural disasters, whether you're in a flood zone. And most of all, you wanna make sure you're getting the right, accurate quote. Because as a landlord, you wanna make sure you have a landlord policy, and you wanna make sure that the liability coverage is there. Don't get cheap on the insurance and try to get the cheapest coverage possible, because being a landlord, there's a lot of liability that's involved, and you wanna make sure that you're covered. So do some shopping around, make sure that the insurance company that you're working with has the ability to give you the coverage in that state. For example, for my own self, I have Progressive that does my car insurance, my homeowner's insurance, and I was buying a house in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I called Progressive, figuring that they'd be able to give me the policy there, and you know what? They actually weren't able to. I actually had to go to State Farm to get a State Farm policy for that home. So many times when you're getting insurance, you want to bundle and have multiple lines with one carrier so you get the discounts. But in this case, it didn't work out for me. So that's why you want to make sure you start shopping ahead of time, because you want to get your ducks in a row, and especially have all your figures ready to go. So when you're running your numbers, you know exactly how much your insurance is going to be, you've got your taxes, and since you've already got pre-approved, your lender is going to give you a good idea of what your interest rate is going to look like, so you can calculate your monthly debt service that you'll need to know so you can figure out your ROI. Step number 4, this is the fun part. This is when you actually get to start shopping and running some numbers and looking at deals. When I was buying my rental properties, this is the best part about the entire process. Everything else gets so mundane and boring. I love looking at homes, I love looking at deals, and I love running numbers to see how much money can I make on this specific property. So if you're an investor out there, comment below. I'd love to know what is your favorite part of the entire buying process. And step number 5, now that your offer is accepted, you're working with your lender into getting your financing completed. Do you set up an LLC? So number 5 is asset protection. I think it's really important to have a great asset protection attorney by your side. to help you navigate this process. Now, I'm not gonna give you any legal advice here, but I wanna make sure that if you don't have any sort of asset protection, you should definitely talk to an attorney to make sure what you can do to best protect yourself in the event if there's a lawsuit or maybe your tenant slips, falls, and then they wanna sue you. That's the last thing you'd wanna do is wait until that happens and then try to figure this out. So for myself, once I go into escrow, like I mentioned, step number 5 is asset protection time. I make sure I call my attorney and I have her draft an LLC so that way I can make sure that property sits in the LLC and so it shields me from any sort of lawsuits or anything that could come up in the future. And number 6, last but not least, you closed on your property. Everything with your lender went smooth and now it's time to rinse and repeat. Now, as an investor, when you get your disbursement every single month from the property manager, now you're building up passive income and you can see the power of earning money while you're not really having to work or do anything for the rest of the month. Now, as you acquire more and more rentals, that passive income becomes even greater. Then you can use that money to then purchase another rental property. And that's the beauty of investing in real estate. And that's the 6 easy steps to buying your first rental property. And don't forget to check this playlist out to help you get your mortgage right and learn how to purchase more real estate. My name is Uyehara. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.